Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Now guys, let's have a look on the gold market. Here the situation is more intriguing compared to euro, so if on the euro currency it's a bit boring, and actually only on intraday charts we see some movement. So anyway, actually we have to wait for some strong levels to expect some action. On the gold market situation stands different, and here we have at least two trading setups that now stands in progress. First of all, let's return back to the idea of the grubber that we talked yesterday in details. We discussed the possible trading of this pattern, discussed invalidation points, the ways how you could take the position, and take a look what really has happened yesterday. The upper direction has become a bit more extended, and now market is coming closer to the point of the top here of this first grubber. But at the same time, the grubber is still valid, just because this top has not been taken out. This is first moment, but take a look. Actually, market now once again is flirting with the same MACD line. And if today, by the end of the session, we will get close below the MACD line, we will get another grubber. This grubber will have closer standing target, so it will be at least of this low, so it has to drop below this area. But it could work just a trigger, so it might be just the starting point of some deep retracement in the way of this and shape some ABCD pattern that we discussed already. Right? This is first setup that we have, and potentially it could consist of the two grubbers. Currently the vital moment is what will happen with this top. So whether this market will just move higher and erase this pattern, or it's still will not able to do this and just turn down once again. Second pattern that we have is a bit of the larger scale, and it stands on the 4-day frame chart, in particular this potential butterfly that's already talked about. So if grubbers will be erased, we will start looking for and start watching on this pattern. And particularly speaking, what will happen near the area of the 3350, 3360 area is closer to this point, because the A is the invalidation point of this pattern. If in some way the butterfly also will be erased, it will be the clear sign that market is changing the direction, downside retracement is over, and in this case we could return back to the idea of this butterfly. So it's very simple. So currently the question is just about the more extended downside retracement, whether this will happen or not. So whether we will get a kind of the, I don't know, some kind of this ABCD pattern to the downside, this larger pattern, back to these lows, or it is over and the market is going to the upside, which is also, you can see, easy to imagine. And actually you could easily imagine here another butterfly with to the upside. So this might be, as you can see, left wing, right? And that might be starting on the right wing, and in this case you will get the upper continuation here as well. So everything now depends on the 2 points. First is the grubbers, and second, what is I see as more important, is top of the A bar, so right here, because depends on these tops, we could answer on the question whether any downside patterns will be formed or all of them will be erased. Now, what we will be watching for if somehow grubber still will be erased. So if we take a look at the hourly chart, that is the top of the grubber, whereas market stands very close. If somehow we will see that the breakout will happen, next point to watch, it will be around 3360, as I said, because here market will complete the ABCD pattern, and in fact we will get kind of the Gartley steeples or something that will be very close to invalidation points of the big butterfly that we have on the 4-hour time frame chart, and that simultaneously will be a good point to consider short position entry if you would like to, mostly because your risk will be very small, so you will be able to place stop just above this area. We need just avoid this type of action. So if you will see that straightforward upward continuation, the market shows the acceleration, it's better to do nothing. Because in this case, indeed, we could see this just upward continuation here. But if we'll see some gradual action, once again, around this so-called OP, we could drop our time frame, watch for minor reversal pattern on the 15-minute chart as we did yesterday with this particular reversal point right here, and see what will happen. That's the routine business that we usually do every time when we start searching chance to go to take the position. That and towards what we were watching for. Now, what has happened yesterday? If you remember, yesterday we also talked about the advanced way to consider taking the position with the hand and shoulders pattern that potentially might be formed here that we talked about. If you take a look on the 15-minute chart, you will see that in fact no hand shoulders has been formed here. So when the market has to turn down at this point, you can see that right arm is not start forming, and that was early notification that this pattern will not be formed, that market will keep going higher. So that's the advantage of the advanced approach for position taking when you use a lot of time frames to consider position taking. So just save more money to you, because in this case, if you're just dealing with the grabber, you have to place stop initially right there. But if you're dealing with the hand shoulders, you have to place stop just above the head or even lower. So this is quite different things. That's approximately the same thing we intend to do right at the point right there if market will show this breakout. But meantime, let's know not to run ahead of the trade. We're still stand with the grabber still valid. So from that standpoint of view, let's just see how the story will be over.